All right, I covered Tua's holding this morning. I'm not going to get into that. Just want to get into day one of training camp. I know the rookies have been here. They met yesterday, but the practices are starting today. The 11-11s on 11s are starting today. So to me, it's day one. I want to get into everything but Tua and cover what the reports are and kind of what I'm seeing from that. It's really early. You can't make any long-term prognostications, but you're trying to set data points. Oh, I saw this here, saw here, I saw it here. 3 points makes a trend line. More data points, the more likely the trend line is correct. So we're just setting up data points here. And there's a lot of interesting stuff, even for day one, outside of Tua. So that's what I want to get into. First, Connor Williams, we didn't know what was going on with his injury. He met with Seahawks. He passed their physical, surprisingly. He's not ready to sign with them, but he's meeting with a few other teams. So it looks like Connor Williams is actually going to play this season, and he's relatively close, which is I could see him starting on the PUP and then missing a couple of games and then playing. But this is going to be a very important point to see how his season goes and then how Brewer's season goes, because it's this old line. I'll get to that another day, but it's going to play out as key. So I just thought it was interesting to know. Now, as far as our training camp and what we did, two very interesting points is Calais Conan Campbell, keep moving him, I don't know where he moves on me, is big. They're saying he's 307, and that's like 30 pounds heavier than he usually plays at. And it's very interesting. But then on top of that, another interesting note is Agba, who we signed, he is heavier. And if these guys are heavier and they stay heavier, it says a lot about how they're going to be used. And for me, I actually prefer, given what we have as talent on as D, that these guys are heavier and they can help our DT rotation to stop this run. Stopping the run is the most critical aspect of this defense. If we slow the run down, we especially stop it on first down, that means the arms race is in our side and everything is going according to plan to what the scheme likes to run. So if we can't stop them running the football, then we're losing schematically, positionally, the key battle we're trying to win. So I like that Agba and Campbell, because you can always drop weight, okay? And we're playing against 4 tough run teams to open this sucker up, and we've got to win them. I like this. I think it's very interesting. It's going to be something I think we need to focus on a little bit more, keep our eye on, see how their weight, if it drops or it stays the same. Agba had a sack today. No big deal. It's not like, he's going to have 75 sacks this year, but that's still good. He was working with the edge players, so that's interesting. And you could see him play that elephant in the linebacker role. So you have your 3 down linemen, and you could have him maybe out at that outside linebacker elephant position. And he can come inside on pass downs because he's that big. So it was very interesting to see how it's playing out. I still think Agba's got stuff in the tank. I still think this guy can play. And I think Weaver can get a lot out of him. And I think at his bigger size, along with Campbell, this is good news. Prototype-wise, fitting in the collection of prototypes for our defense. Now, a good and bad thing is our nice little rookie, Washington, the receiver. He caught the football and cut the legs out of Holland. And that's what one of these things this kid does. He's a beast. He's like a running back. He's physical, run after the catch, and fast. I love that, but I didn't love the fact that Holland got upended. He fell down hard, gave the thumbs up that he was okay, but his day was short because he got dinged a little bit. But he'll come out. It's not a big deal. Although, you just don't want that to happen. But this is a beautiful sign that Washington's going to play like this. We don't have anybody that physical. I think Jonnu Smith can play that. But the rest of the guys are finesse dudes. But Washington's got the speed and the physicality. I am super intrigued. I've been super intrigued with this guy. I really just hope it continues, this trend line continues, because we need more physicality. Now, the pass rush, it was going all day, and it got more towards the end as guys kind of got pulled out. You expect that. Always happens, especially with the Dolphins. But offense takes a little while. The offensive lines not be able to do what they want to do when things get more physical. So the D has its edge. And so this is expected. One of the interesting note is Tehran was on his bike. They say he's in great shape, but he's going to take some time off. And Paul is going to actually take some of his reps. But we didn't hear anything about his reps today. At least I didn't. But one thing we did hear is that Mike White was kind of the second QB. He was getting more of the first team as he had Lamb at left tackle. So Paul was coming in after Lamb, which I expect, And so I think that while Tehran not being there sucks, the main thing is for him to be when it counts in the big games. But it's good that Paul's getting these extra reps. Some people believe he could be ready this year. I'm not one of them. But I do think it's possible. I don't think it's possible for him to play guard. I guess we'll see on that. So that was the note there. I think it's interesting. We've got to keep our eyes on that. Driscoll was a center, and he fumbled the snap. Now, Driscoll playing center, you have Eichenberg, and you have Brewer, and you have Driscoll. Driscoll and Eichenberg aren't centers, but Brewer converted to a center, and it's possible Connor converted to a center. But in my heart, I'm not saying it is, but I think they want Driscoll to be the backup center before Eichenberg because I think they've got Eichenberg at right. I think he's going to win at right guard. You're not going to see Van Rotten here. I think he met with the Giants. They're not bringing anybody else in here. It's going to be Eichenberg, it's going to be Brewer, and it's going to be Wynn starting. I think that's what it's going to be. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. So Butch Barry reprimanded the O-line. That's good. I like to see him reprimanding. You need that. You need hard guys, not too hard. It's not good he was reprimanding them, but it's good that he is reprimanding them, if you know what I mean. But they needed reprimanding because they struggled. So Peely is a guy that I think is going to be an important piece to this sucker. And I think he's got the potential to be something good for us. And if you can get an undrafted free agent and you can find a guy to D-tackle a position that's over 300 pounds that can play fast and strong, man, you are doing something very, very good. And so he had a sack today. He was reported. He had a decent day overall. It's not a great offensive line, and it's tilted towards the D. And so you got to keep that in context. But I'd rather have that than not hear his name. So that's good news. Brooks has the number 20. He had the orange jersey from what happened yesterday. It's good news. He's going to be a leader. He's going to be the middle linebacker who can rush, who can stop the run, who could drop. It's important that this guy gets the leadership position. And like I said, he's got the number 20, which is a really interesting number for him. Middle linebacker with 20. I'm not used to this whole new thing. So overall, guys, it's early. We know the stuff going on with OBJ and Long. They're on the PUP along with the rest of the guys, Good and Phillips and Chubb. We got that. But that he's Long and OBJ can come back anytime, so it's not a big deal. And we know the Tua situation. But overall, you're seeing the defense start to take some kind of shape as far as prototypes. You're seeing a nice little play by your receiver, Washington, a rookie, who you really want to take over and really show something this year. And Peely was a nice little pop for us here. But it's a long way to go. This whole week here is just smoke and mirrors for the most part. You're just trying to grab little data points. Next week, we'll see some more. And then obviously when the scrimmages start, that's when you really start seeing stuff, as well as the preseason. Not as far as the sides of the ball and calling and stuff, but one-on-one ability is clearly on display in the scrimmages and in the preseason game. Can't build a whole house of stone on it, but you can definitely build a house of cards. Anyway, so that's it, guys. We're here first day, no major injuries. Let's hope that Holland's fine. And overall, pretty good aside from some of this Tua stuff. But I think that can get resolved very fast as well. I appreciate all you guys do. Please don't forget to remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Subscribe if you haven't commented. And hit the notification bell if you are subscribed. Keep Curtis in the business. I appreciate all you guys do, because I love to do this. So it's not happening without you guys. So be well, go Fins, Curtis out. Start building your own online sports book today by getting signed up with aceperhead.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.